Omani people live in one of the most peaceful Arab monarchies in today's Middle East. Although their country has some oil, the United States did not try to bring their democracy. Hence, thanks to the Omani people being living under a peace-loving monarchy who loves just to chill and raise camels. The Omani people are the most underrated, least known Arabs in the world. Most people outside of the Arab world never heard of Omanis. And their diaspora is small, just some small ethnic Omanis and a huge mixed Afro-Omani communities in East Africa, especially in Zanzibar. The Omanis were not as dramaless as they are today, as they had a history of imperialism and bitter rivalry with the Portuguese Empire. Back then, the Omanis and the Portuguese were like today's America and China. The Omanis are the most unique Khalijis in the Gulf, as their culture blends the indigenous Omani Khaliji culture and the modern South Arabian culture. And also, they adopted cultures from their former imperial territories such as some Swahili and Baluchi cultures. And so that said, who are the Omani people? Well, the Omani people are the descendants of Adam and Eve inhabiting the Sultanate of Oman, a country carved by desert sand, birthplace of frankincense and myrrh, located in southeastern coast of the Arabian Peninsula in Southwest Asia. Oman has a rich history and a diverse population, numbering up to 4.52 million, with the indigenous Arabian Khaliji Omani people forming the majority, which are indigenous to northeastern Oman, followed by the indigenous modern South Arabian tribes such as the Mehri, Shihri, Harsusi, and Bathari, each with their own unique identity, language, and culture, indigenous to southwestern Oman. And lastly, the Afro-Omanis, who are the mixture between East African Bantus and some Omani admixture, and the rest are just foreign expats and workers. So, the Omani people's official language is Arabic, and they speak their Arabic with their Omani dialect. But there are other people who have a native tongue of South Semitic languages such as the Mehri, Shehri, Harsusi, etc., spoken by the South Semitic tribes. And lastly, Swahili, also spoken in Oman by the Afro-Omanis who came from Tanzania. English is also taught in school as a professional business language, but the westernized liberal Omanis also speak English in day-to-day just to feel more Western. Also, Omanis are a Muslim people, primarily of the Ibadi sect of Islam, which is a distinct branch of Islam and the dominant Islamic sect in Oman. However, there are also significant Sunni and Shia Muslim communities in the country, each living together in peace, love, and harmony. Just like how Arabs used to live before the divide and rule imperialistic powers came in. Traditionally, the Omani people primarily engaged in fishing, herding, trading, and agriculture, with date palm cultivation being a particularly important aspect of their traditional economy. Over time, Oman developed into a modern nation, which is the only oil-rich Gulf country without any skyscrapers, with a growing economy as modern Omani people are now employed in sectors such as oil and gas, tourism, and commerce, and therefore Oman is currently ranked as 65 of the major economies, if this is calculated per inhabitant. In taking the purchasing power parity into account, then Oman is in the list of the world's richest countries in 46th place, with the Omani real inflation rate at 2.81%, with an unemployment rate of 2.33%, and its GDP is about $582 billion. So that said, let's talk about the Omani genetics and their history. The Omani genome are a combination of three Neolithic populations which contribute to most West Asian genomes, where first we are going to look at the Omani Arab genetic history. The Omani Arabs are roughly 60% Natufians or Levant Neolithic farmer, 23% Zagros or Iranian Neolithic farmer, 15% Anatolian Neolithic farmer, with the remaining traces of Caucasian hunter-gatherer, Arabian hunter-gatherer, and steppe ancestry. The Omani South Semitic ancestry is over 85% Natufian Neolithic ancestry, with the traces from Zagrosians, Anatolian farmers, and Arabian hunter-gatherer. So that said, racially, Omani racial taxonomy are these. Racially, the Omani people are of the Caucasoid race, belonging to the Orientalid Mediterranean branch. The Omani Arabs are closely related to other Gulf Arabs, Mesopotamian Arabs, Levantine Arabs, and Egyptian Arabs. due to their similar genetic history. The indigenous Omani people have two phenotypes in which the majority of the Omani Arabs have the Arabid phenotype. This phenotype has mostly oval-shaped heads, deep, large almond-shaped eyes, thick facial hair, full lips with diverse pointy noses, in which the Omani Arab phenotype is followed by the minority Omani Arabs with the Yemenid phenotype. This phenotype has mostly circular or squared head shape, deep almond-shaped eyes, full lips and thick hair, and the South Semitic Omanis have the pre-Arabid phenotype, same phenotypes to the Arabids but less facial hair. The Omani Arabs also came in majority light brown to wheaty to medium brown skin tones, while the South Semitics majority come in medium brown to dark brown to light brown. They all have diverse heights and hair texture. So, now we know how indigenous Omanis look like. Let's go to their history. In ancient Oman, Oman was inhabited by various civilizations dating back at least 25,000 BCE. The region was known for its maritime trade of insects and myrrh, with Omani sailors venturing as far as Mesopotamia and the Indus Valley. Omani cities such as Sumhuram and Sohar flourished as important trading centers along the incense route, and back then incense was equivalent to modern-day black gold, as it had a high demand in the Greek, Roman, and Mesopotamian temples, and this made the Romans call Southern Arabia, which is Oman and Yemen, Arabia Felix, which is happy or prosperous Arabia. And in the 3rd century CE, the region was occupied by the Persian Sassanid Empire until the arrival of the best thing to ever happen in this universe, Islam. Islam came to Oman in the 7th century and brought significant changes to Oman. As it gradually embraced the new true faith, Oman functioned as a port for Hajj pilgrims. Also, Omani seafaring dominance grew under the Nabhani dynasty. Ibadi sect of Islam established itself, and in the 9th century, the Omani imperialism began as they established coastal cities in East Africa such as Zanzibar, Mombasa, Kilwa, Gedi, Lamu, and Malindi, in which they brought Islam and civilization to the southern east part of Africa, in which these coastal cities become major centers of trade and a hub for Arabs, Indians, Persians, Bagandas, Somalis, and even Chinese merchants, in which made these cities as prosperous and as rich as European cities such as Venice at that time. But this trade and prosperity had some dark details such as slave trade and, for me, an animal lover, ivory and rhino horns. So that said, Omani witnessed the rise of various dynasties including the Nabhani and the Yoruba, who established their rule over different parts of the country. Then the Portuguese arrived in the 16th century and established control over coastal areas, including Muscat, leading to the ongoing conflicts which led to the great battles such as the Battle of Fort Jesus Liberation of Mombasa, and other epic battles, such as the Al Busaid dynasty, which was led by Imam Sultan bin Saif Al Busaid, which he emerged victorious over the Portuguese in the mid-17th century. Muscat became the capital of Oman, and Al Busaid dynasty continues to rule Oman to this day. Oman experienced periods of territorial expansion, particularly under Sultan bin Sultan Al Said, who controlled Zanzibar and parts of East Africa. The discovery of oil in the 20th century transformed Oman's economy and brought rapid modernization and infrastructure development. Sultan Qaboos bin Said Al Said, who ruled from 1970 to 2020, implemented extensive reforms improving education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said succeeded Sultan Qaboos, who was childless and continued to prioritize economic diversification and social development. The Omani culture is deeply rooted in Arab Khaliji tradition with influences from various historical civilization and tribal customs, such as hospitality, respect, and generosity are highly valued in Omani society. Traditional arts and crafts such as silverwork, pottery, and weaving are celebrated, and Omani folklore plays an important role in cultural expression. Fashion-wise, Omani traditional clothes reflects their country's cultural heritage. Men commonly wear their dishdasha, a long white thobe along the kumma, a circular cap, together with their bish in special occasions. Together with that, Omani and Yemenis share this obsession with the jambia and turbans. Omani women traditionally wear colorful dresses such as abayas, which are often adorned with intricate embroidery along with headscarf, in which there are also diverse and unique styles in each provinces. Women also wear distinct jewelry such as silver bracelets, necklaces, and ankles, often adorned with intricate designs and gemstones. And how do Omani people dance? One of the most famous traditional dances in Oman is the Rasha, a ceremonial sword dance performed by men during special occasions and celebration. Another popular dance is the Al-Azi, which is performed by women and accompanied by poetic songs. And how do Omani cuisine looks like? Omani cuisine is a blend of flavors influenced by Indian, Persian, and East African cuisines. Rice grilled with meat, fish, and spices like saffron, cardamom, and turmeric are commonly used. Signature dishes such as shua, which is marinated lamb cooked in an underground sand oven, mashwai, which is roasted spiced lamb, and majboos, which is spiced rice with meat or fish, followed by the mashua, which is roasted meat, haris, which is wheat berries cooked with meat or fish, and luqaimat, which is fried dessert. And the Omanis also have a national animal. Their national animal is the Arabian oryx, their national bird is the Barbary falcon, and their national tree is, as you guess it, the frankincense tree. So that said, هذا كل ما في فيديو اليومي. أنا الرجل اليمني الخضرمي في شتاتي. أحب كثيرا إخوتي والأخوات العمانيين. لا تتردد في الاشتراك وكما هو الحد دائما سوف نراكم في المرات القادمة.